I'm Debbie Peveril, and you're listening to the weekly tip from basicboardgovernance.ca. Last week, I talked about the skill matrix on board and the financial information that every single board member should have. So the basic financial information. So if you missed that, you can still look at last week's tip. Today, I'm talking about deep subject matter knowledge. And if you have on the board a person who has this deep financial knowledge, these are what we call a subject matter expert, SME or SME if you're running that together. And what that person has to have is obviously a level of knowledge that's deeper than basic. So what I would suggest is there again are 5 things that the subject matter expert needs to know. This person has to be familiar with accounting principles. So typically this person is an accountant or has taken a lot of accounting types courses. So they understand these principles. They also would understand the accounting standards, which are not the same as principles. And the accounting standards in Canada fall into 3 different categories depending on what kind of board you are. If you're a private enterprise, then it's ASPE, Accounting Standards for Private Enterprises. If you are a not-for-profit, then it's ASNPO, Accounting Standards for Not-for-Profit. If you are publicly accountable, then you might be following IFRS, the International Financial Reporting Standards. So you need somebody on the board who knows something about that. You also need someone on the board who understands the relationships that should exist between the various parts of your financial statements, that they will be able to look at the balance sheet and understand what the cash flow statement should look like, and vice versa. The things you need are tax information. Someone understands the tax status of the organization and also things like source deductions so that you don't get in trouble with those types of compliance rules. And lastly, sales taxes. Sales taxes, the harmonized sales tax or the GST, the goods and services tax, how do they apply to the organization? So these are the 5 things that your deep subject matter expert has to understand. And you probably maybe have a finance or audit committee, and on that committee you have a number of people who have this information. You don't need them all to be on your board. You need 1 or maybe 2 people who have this deep financial information because they are probably accountants, and professional accountants, you don't want a whole bunch of them on your board. When we talk about diversity in this space, we want a bunch of different people. You don't want a whole bunch of the same kind of training on any board. So you need 1 so that they can help explain to the rest of the board financial things that are going on. So take a look at your skills matrix and see if you have anyone who is fulfilling this role with your deep financial knowledge.